Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the English Playbook. I'm your host, David.
And I'm Sarah. Welcome to episode 17, everyone. We're so excited you're here with us today.
Today, we're diving deep into the world of business English with a focus on marketing strategies, sales techniques, and all that corporate vocabulary that can sometimes feel overwhelming.
Absolutely. And you know what? Whether you're preparing for a business meeting, a job interview, or you're just curious about how companies operate in English-speaking environments, this episode is packed with value.
We're going to break down a fascinating dialogue about a marketing meeting during a recession. There's drama, there's tension, and there's a terrible boss that I think everyone will relate to.
Oh, yes, we've all had one of those. But before we jump in, let me remind our listeners that this is the English Playbook, where we make learning English practical, engaging, and actually fun.
That's right, and today's episode is going to be especially useful for intermediate to upper intermediate learners who want to level up their business vocabulary.
So grab your notebook, get comfortable, and let's jump right into it.
All right, Sarah, let's set the stage. Today, we're talking about marketing strategies, specifically during challenging economic times.
Right, and the dialogue we're going to analyze takes place during a recession. Now, David, I know a lot of our listeners might be familiar with this word, especially after the past few years, but let's break it down.
Great idea. So a recession is an economic term. It's a period when there's a significant decline in economic activity. People don't have as much money as they used to, businesses struggle, and there's less commerce happening overall.
Exactly. And in the dialogue, we see a company trying to figure out how to maintain their sales and their brand identity during this difficult period. It's actually a really common scenario in the business world.
Now, what makes this particularly interesting is that we're not just learning vocabulary, we're seeing how business conversations actually unfold in real corporate settings.
Yes, and there's conflict, there's problem solving, and there's even some office politics. All the things that happen in actual meetings.
So before we listen to the dialogue, let me give you a quick overview. We have a marketing team discussing whether they should lower their prices to compete with other coffee shops.
It's a coffee company, and they're known for premium, high-quality coffee, but during the recession, cheaper competitors are drawing in more customers.
The team has to decide, do they lower prices and risk devaluing their brand, or do they find another way to show appreciation to customers while maintaining their premium positioning?
It's a classic business dilemma, and we're going to see different perspectives, different strategies, and learn a ton of useful phrases along the way.
All right, so let's talk about some key vocabulary that you'll hear in this dialogue before we jump in.
Let's start with our vocabulary preview. David, what are the key terms we want our listeners to focus on?
First up is recession. We already touched on this, but let me give you a sentence. Many businesses struggle to stay profitable during a recession.
Perfect. It's a noun, and it describes that economic downturn period. You might also hear people say, we're in a recession, or the recession has hit our industry hard.
Next, we have discerning. This comes from the verb to discern, which means to recognize or perceive the difference between things.
So a discerning customer is someone who can tell the difference between high quality and low quality. They have refined taste and they notice details.
Exactly. For example, discerning coffee drinkers can taste the difference between Arabica and Robusta beans.
I love that example. Another word we'll hear is core competencies. Now, this is a business term that refers to the essential strengths or capabilities of a company.
Right. Your core competencies are what you do best, what sets you apart from the competition. In the dialogue, the company's core competency is sourcing and roasting high-quality coffee beans.
So you might hear someone say our core competency is customer service, or innovation is one of our core competencies.
Another important word is undermine. This means to weaken or damage something, often in a sneaky or gradual way.
Yes, you might hear his negative comments undermined team morale, or we don't want to undermine the brand by lowering prices too much.
It's often used when talking about authority, confidence, or reputation. He tried to undermine my authority in the meeting.
Great examples. Now let's move on to some phrases. First up, draw in customers.
To draw in means to attract. So when a business draws in customers, they're attracting them, bringing them into the store, or getting them to buy the product.
For example, the sale on electronics really drew in customers this weekend.
Another phrase is state of the art. This describes something that uses the latest and most advanced technology.
Like, this laboratory has state-of-the-art equipment, or they invested in state-of-the-art security systems.
It's always hyphenated when used as an adjective before a noun, state-of-the-art technology.
Next, we have side by side. This is pretty literal. It means next to each other, but it's often used when comparing things.
When you compare the two products side by side, the quality difference is obvious.
Or let's look at these proposals side by side to see which one is better.
Now, here's a really interesting marketing term, top-of-mind awareness.
Oh, I love this concept. It refers to the first brand that comes to someone's mind when they think of a particular product category.
Exactly. So if I say cola, what brand do you think of?
Coca-Cola.
See, that's top-of-mind awareness. Coca-Cola has achieved strong top-of-mind awareness in the soft drink category.
It's a measure of brand strength. Companies spend millions on advertising to achieve this.
Another example, if someone says search engine, most people immediately think of Google. That's powerful top-of-mind awareness.
Last phrase for this section, money is tight.
This is a colloquial way of saying that money is scarce, that people don't have much money to spend.
You might say money is tight right now, so we're cutting back on dining out. Or with money being tight, consumers are looking for better deals.
You can also say we're tight for money or things are tight financially.
All right, David, I think we've given our listeners a solid foundation. Should we listen to the dialogue?
Let's do it. Remember everyone, just listen through once. Don't worry if you don't catch everything. We'll break it down afterwards.
Wow, okay, so what did you think, Sarah?
There's a lot happening there. We've got different opinions, we've got pressure from the recession, and we've got people trying to find solutions.
And did you notice the different personalities? Some people are more assertive, some are more hesitant.
Absolutely. And there's this tension between maintaining the brand's premium positioning versus competing on price.
Right, so let's break this down section by section. The meeting opens with someone laying out the problem.
Yes, they're acknowledging that sales are slow during the recession, and competitors who have lowered prices are drawing in more customers.
But then there's pushback. Someone argues that lowering prices would devalue the product.
They say their focus is on long-term growth, not short-term sales. This is actually a really important business concept.
Totally. Short-term thinking might give you a quick boost, but long-term strategy is about building sustainable success.
And then they talk about their customers being highly discerning. Remember that word? These customers can tell the difference between quality coffee and cheaper alternatives.
They emphasize their superior product, artisan roasted beans, state-of-the-art equipment.
And they mention they've achieved top-of-mind awareness for best-tasting coffee, so people associate their brand with quality.
But then someone brings up a really good point. Even loyal customers are reconsidering their spending because money is tight.
So they propose selling coffee beans for people to brew at home. That way, customers can still enjoy the quality, but at a lower price point.
But there's concern. Would selling beans undermine the essence of the company? Would it take away from the coffee shop experience?
And the meeting ends with them deciding to brainstorm more ideas and do research, always keeping the customer first.
It's a very realistic business conversation. Now let's dive deeper into the language.
All right, let's look at some specific phrases and expressions from that dialogue. David, where should we start?
Let's start with the phrase drawing in more customers. This came up when they talked about competitors lowering prices.
To draw in is a phrasal verb, meaning to attract. In business, you want to draw in customers, draw in investors, draw in talent.
What's a good marketing strategy to draw in customers, Sarah?
Well, promotions are a classic one. Buy one, get one free, discounts, limited time offers, these all draw in customers.
Social media campaigns can draw in younger customers. Celebrity endorsements draw in fans of that celebrity.
Exactly. Now let's talk about state-of-the-art equipment.
We mentioned this earlier, but let's give more examples. State-of-the-art means the most advanced technology currently available.
The hospital installed state-of-the-art imaging machines.
Tesla's factories use state-of-the-art robotics.
But remember, what's state-of-the-art today might not be state-of-the-art in 5 years. Technology advances quickly.
Great point. Now, comparing side by side is interesting because it's both literal and figurative.
Literally, you can place two items next to each other, but figuratively, it means doing a detailed comparison.
When we compared the job offers side by side, Company A had better benefits.
Looking at their performance side by side, candidate B has more experience.
Now let's talk about top of mind awareness. This is such an important marketing concept.
It really is. Companies invest enormous amounts in advertising just to achieve this.
Let's test this with our listeners. When you think of fast food, what brand comes to mind first?
For many people in America, it's probably McDonald's. That's their top of mind awareness in action.
When you think of smartphones?
iPhone or Samsung, probably.
When you think of athletic shoes?
Nike immediately comes to mind.
See, that's the power of top of mind awareness. These brands have positioned themselves so strongly that they're the default answer.
And in the dialogue, the coffee company has achieved this for best tasting coffee. That's valuable brand equity.
Another phrase, money is tight. This is such a useful, natural expression.
It's much more conversational than saying there's a financial constraint or resources are limited.
You'd say, sorry, I can't go on vacation this year. Money is tight.
Or in a business context, we're not hiring right now because money is tight.
You can also say, I'm tight for money at the moment, or things are financially tight.
Now let's talk about core competencies. This is really important business vocabulary.
Your core competencies are what you do best, what you're uniquely good at as a company.
For Apple, design and user experience are core competencies. For Amazon, logistics and distribution are core competencies.
In the dialogue, sourcing quality coffee beans is their core competency. It's what sets them apart.
And they're smart to recognize this. You should always play to your strengths.
Another keyword, undermine. This has a negative connotation.
To undermine means to weaken or sabotage, often subtly or gradually.
His constant criticism undermined her confidence.
To sabotage as in sabotage. The scandal undermined the politician's credibility.
In the dialogue, they worry that selling beans might undermine the essence of their brand, the coffee shop experience.
It's about protecting brand identity. Sometimes expanding into new areas can dilute what makes you special.
Now let's look at discerning customers.
A discerning person has good judgment and can recognize quality. They're selective and sophisticated.
Wine collectors tend to be very discerning about their purchases.
She has a discerning eye for art.
The company in the dialogue believes their customers are discerning enough to appreciate the difference in coffee quality.
Which justifies their premium pricing. It's a smart positioning strategy.
Now let's talk about long-term growth rather than short-term sales.
This is about strategic thinking. Short-term sales might give you a quick boost, but long-term growth builds a sustainable business.
A company focused on short-term sales might slash prices, have big sales, and see immediate revenue.
But a company focused on long-term growth invests in brand building, customer loyalty, product development.
Amazon famously focused on long-term growth over short-term profits for years. Look where they are now.
It's about playing the long game. Not every business decision should be about immediate returns.
Another phrase, run the risk of. This means there's a potential danger or negative consequence.
If we don't invest in security, we run the risk of being hacked.
If you don't exercise, you run the risk of health problems.
In the dialogue, if we lower prices, we run the risk of devaluing our product.
It's a way of expressing potential negative outcomes, very useful in business discussions.
Now, devalue the product is important too.
To devalue something means to reduce its worth or perceived value.
If luxury brands constantly have sales, they devalue their brand. People stop seeing them as exclusive.
To keep up with Apple, why devalue your brand?
Frequent discounts can devalue your brand in customers' eyes.
The coffee company doesn't want to devalue their premium product by competing on price alone.
Smart branding. Okay, let's talk about appeal to the mass market.
The mass market is the general population, the majority of consumers.
Some products are designed for the mass market. Affordable, widely available, appeal to most people.
like basic t-shirts, fast food, mainstream movies.
Other products appeal to niche markets, specific segments with particular needs or preferences.
The coffee company says they've never sought to appeal to the mass market with cheap drinks. They're a premium niche brand.
And that's okay. Not every business needs to be for everyone.
Another phrase, distinguish ourselves from competitors.
To distinguish means to make yourself different, to stand out.
How do we distinguish our product in a crowded market?
How does your company distinguish itself from others in the industry?
It's about differentiation, finding what makes you unique.
In marketing, this is called your USP, unique selling proposition.
What's your USP? Why should customers choose you over competitors?
The coffee company's USP is superior quality and taste.
Now let's look at show our appreciation to customers.
This is about demonstrating gratitude, making customers feel valued.
Loyalty programs show appreciation. Thank you notes, special perks, exclusive access.
We want to show our appreciation to long-term customers with a discount.
Customer appreciation events, birthday discounts, VIP treatment.
Happy customers become loyal customers, and loyal customers are more profitable. One more phrase, brainstorm ideas.
To brainstorm means to generate ideas collectively, usually in a meeting setting.
Let's brainstorm ways to increase engagement.
We need to brainstorm creative solutions.
It's collaborative, creative problem solving. No idea is too crazy in a brainstorming session.
And the meeting ends with exactly that. Let's brainstorm more ideas and do research.
Very realistic. Most business meetings don't end with immediate solutions. They end with action items and next steps.
Now we're going to listen to a second dialogue. This one has a very different tone.
Oh, yes, and there's a character here that I think everyone will have feelings about.
It's another sales meeting, but this time we're going to see some interesting dynamics between a manager and their team.
Let me give you some vocabulary to listen for. First, drive sales.
To drive sales means to increase sales, to make sales go up.
What strategies can we use to drive sales this quarter?
Next, match the competitors.
This means to be as good as or better than other companies in your industry.
We need to match the competitors' prices, or can we match the quality of our competitors?
Another term, in the market.
This means in the industry or among available options.
We're the most expensive in the market means we're the most expensive compared to similar products.
And finally, it'll never fly.
This informal phrase means it won't work, it won't be approved, it won't succeed.
That idea will never fly with management.
All right, let's listen to this dialogue. Pay attention to the manager's tone and how the team responds.
Okay, Sarah, I have thoughts.
Me too. That manager, Clark, is wow.
He's terrible. Did you hear how he shot down every idea?
Not very creative, bad idea, really bad idea. It'll never fly.
He's completely demoralizing his team, and yet when the CEO arrives and likes the idea,
Suddenly, Clark claims it was his idea. That's just what I was thinking. It's a brilliant idea. I'm glad we thought of that.
classic bad manager behavior, taking credit for his team's ideas.
And undermining their confidence by constantly criticizing.
This is a perfect example of poor leadership. Let's break down what happened.
So, the meeting starts with Clark demanding solutions. He wants to know how they'll drive sales.
Roger suggests lowering prices to match the competitors. Reasonable idea, right?
But Clark immediately dismisses it. Not very creative, it'll never fly with Swan.
Then Natalie suggests a promotion, a 2-for-1 offer.
And Clark shoots that down too. Bad idea, really bad idea.
He's putting pressure on them but not giving constructive feedback, just criticism.
Then the CEO, Mr. Swan, arrives, and suddenly the dynamics change.
Clark presents the 2-for-1 idea, the one he just called a bad idea, as if it's under consideration.
And when the CEO likes it, Clark takes credit. That's a brilliant idea. I'm glad we thought of that.
Unbelievable. Poor Roger and Natalie.
Let's talk about this, David, because I think many of our listeners have experienced managers like Clark.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, bad management is pretty common. Let's discuss what makes a bad manager and what makes a good one.
Clark demonstrates several bad management behaviors. First, he's overly critical without being constructive.
Right. Saying bad idea doesn't help anyone. A good manager would ask questions. What's the downside of that approach? Or have you considered this alternative?
He also creates a fearful environment. You can hear the team hesitating, afraid to speak up.
Fear-based management might get short-term compliance, but it kills creativity and morale.
Another problem, he takes credit for others' ideas. This is toxic for team culture.
When you don't acknowledge your team's contributions, they stop contributing.
So, what makes a good manager? Let's contrast this.
A good manager encourages their team. They create psychological safety, an environment where people feel comfortable sharing ideas.
They give constructive feedback. Instead of bad idea, they might say, I see where you're going with this. Let's think about the potential challenges.
They ask questions to help the team think through solutions rather than just dismissing suggestions.
And crucially, they give credit where credit is due. They celebrate team wins.
I had a manager early in my career who was amazing at this. She would always publicly acknowledge who came up with ideas.
That builds loyalty and motivation. People want to work hard for managers who appreciate them.
Another thing good managers do, they provide resources and remove obstacles.
Instead of just demanding results, they ask, what do you need from me to make this happen?
They're supportive, not just demanding.
Good managers also develop their team. They see their role as helping people grow.
They mentor, they coach, they provide opportunities for skill development.
Whereas bad managers often feel threatened by talented team members.
Clark seems like that type. He wants to look good to the CEO, even if it means stepping on his team.
Now, let's look at some phrases from this dialogue that are useful in business contexts.
First, we've got to do something. This expresses urgency.
We've got to do something about declining sales.
We've got to do something before the situation gets worse.
It's more emphatic than just saying we should do something.
Another phrase, I want concrete solutions.
Concrete means specific, real, actionable, not vague or abstract.
I don't want theories, I want concrete solutions.
Can you give me concrete examples?
It's about being practical and specific.
How do you plan to drive sales?
Drive sales means increase sales. It's very common in sales and marketing contexts.
Our marketing campaign will drive sales.
What strategies are you using to drive sales?
Next, lower prices to match the competitors.
To match means to equal or rival. You're trying to be as good as or better than others.
We need to match the competition on price.
Can we match their quality?
We're the most expensive in the market.
In the market means in the industry, among available options.
Apple is one of the most expensive phone brands in the market.
What's the cheapest option in the market?
It'll never fly with Swan.
To fly means to succeed, to be accepted, to work out.
That proposal will never fly with the board.
Your excuse won't fly with me.
It's informal but very common in business settings.
Another phrase, kind of considering.
Kind of is a way to soften a statement, make it less definite.
We're kind of thinking about expanding.
I'm kind of interested in that position.
It shows you're not fully committed to the idea yet.
I kind of like the sound of that.
This means you're tentatively positive about an idea.
A beach vacation. I kind of like the sound of that.
Working from home. I kind of like the sound of that.
And finally, that's a brilliant idea.
Brilliant means excellent, outstanding, really smart.
It's more enthusiastic than just saying, good idea.
Your solution is brilliant.
What a brilliant suggestion.
It's especially common in British English, though Americans use it too.
And in the dialogue, Clark uses it sarcastically at first, then genuinely when the CEO approves.
The hypocrisy is real.
Let's talk more broadly about sales and marketing strategies, since that's the theme of our dialogue.
Good idea. We've touched on several concepts, but let's organize them.
First, pricing strategy. This is fundamental to any business.
You can price high and position yourself as premium, like the coffee company in the first dialogue.
Or you can price competitively, matching or undercutting competitors.
Or you can use penetration pricing, starting low to gain market share, then raising prices later.
Each strategy has pros and cons. Premium pricing means fewer customers but higher margins.
Competitive pricing means more price-sensitive customers who might leave if you raise prices.
Next, promotions and discounts.
These can drive short-term sales, but you have to be careful.
Too many promotions can train customers to wait for discounts. They won't buy at full price.
And constant discounting can devalue your brand, as we discussed.
But strategic promotions, like a 2-for-1 offer to try a new product, can be effective.
Another strategy, product differentiation.
This is what the coffee company does well. They differentiate through quality.
Their coffee beans are artisan roasted. They use state-of-the-art equipment.
This differentiation justifies their premium pricing.
Other ways to differentiate, customer service, convenience, brand values, innovation.
Apple differentiates through design and ecosystem, Volvo through safety, Patagonia through environmental values.
Customer loyalty is another key concept.
It's cheaper to keep existing customers than to acquire new ones.
In the dialogue, they talk about their most loyal customers.
Loyal customers buy repeatedly, spend more over time, and recommend you to others.
How do you build loyalty? Consistent quality, good service, rewards programs.
Making customers feel valued, like the coffee company wants to do.
Market positioning is crucial too.
This is how you want customers to perceive your brand relative to competitors.
The coffee company positions itself as premium, high quality for discerning customers.
Not for the mass market, for people who appreciate quality and are willing to pay for it.
This positioning guides all their decisions, pricing, products, marketing messages.
Another important concept, brand equity.
This is the value your brand name adds to your product.
If people will pay more for your product just because of the brand name, you have brand equity.
Nike shoes cost more than generic athletic shoes, partly because of brand equity.
The coffee company has built brand equity around quality and taste.
Their top-of-mind awareness for best-tasting coffee is brand equity.
Let's talk about sales strategy versus marketing strategy.
They're related but different. Marketing is about creating awareness and interest.
It's advertising, social media, content marketing, PR.
Sales is about converting that interest into purchases.
It's the actual process of closing deals, overcoming objections, building relationships.
But they work together. Marketing generates leads, sales converts them.
In B2B businesses especially, you need both strong marketing and strong sales.
Another term, sales cycle.
This is the process a customer goes through from first learning about your product to making a purchase.
For some products, it's short. You see an ad, you buy the product that day.
For others, it's long. Buying enterprise software might take months of research, demos, negotiations.
Understanding your sales cycle helps you plan resources and set realistic targets.
Competitive advantage is another key concept.
This is what makes you better than competitors in a meaningful way.
For the coffee company, it's their quality. For Amazon, it's convenience and selection.
Your competitive advantage should be sustainable, not easy for competitors to copy.
Last concept, customer acquisition cost versus customer lifetime value.
CAC is how much it costs to acquire a new customer, marketing, sales, etc.
LTV is how much revenue a customer generates over their entire relationship with you.
Ideally, LTV should be significantly higher than CAC.
If you spend $100 to acquire a customer, but they only ever spend $50, that's not sustainable.
But if they spend $500 over several years, that's great.
This is why customer retention and loyalty matter so much.
All right, Sarah, let's do something different. Let's do a role play to practice some of this language.
Great idea. Let's create a marketing meeting scenario.
I'll be the marketing director. You be the team member pitching an idea.
Okay, let's set the scene. We're a clothing retailer and sales have been slow.
Perfect. Let's begin. All right, Sarah, we need to drive sales this quarter. What ideas do you have?
Well, I've been thinking about our core competencies. We're known for quality and durability.
That's true. We've definitely achieved top-of-mind awareness for quality in our market segment.
Right, but money is tight for many customers right now, so I'm proposing we create a loyalty program.
Interesting. How would that work?
Customers earn points for every purchase. They can redeem points for discounts or exclusive products.
How does this drive sales without devaluing our brand?
It rewards loyal customers without cheapening the brand. We're not slashing prices, we're showing appreciation.
I kind of like the sound of that. Have you looked at what competitors are doing?
Yes, and we'd be matching what the best companies in the market offer.
What about implementation costs?
I have concrete solutions for that. We can use an existing platform, keeping costs low.
This sounds promising. Do you think it'll fly with the CEO?
I believe so. It addresses customer retention without undermining our premium positioning.
Brilliant. Let's develop this further and present it at next week's meeting.
Great. I'll brainstorm some more ideas and do additional research.
Perfect. Excellent work, Sarah.
Okay, let's break that down. We used so many phrases from today's episode.
Drive sales, core competencies, top of mind awareness, money is tight.
Devaluing our brand, kind of like the sound of that, matching competitors.
Concrete solutions, it'll fly, undermining our positioning.
And brilliant, brainstorm, do research.
See how naturally these phrases fit into a business conversation?
This is real business English. This is how meetings actually sound.
Now let's do another quick role play. This time, I'll be the bad manager like Clark.
Oh no, okay, let's see this.
We need ideas now. Sarah, what have you got?
Well, I was thinking we could improve our social media presence.
Social media? That's not very creative. What kind of thinking is that? Anyone else have a better idea?
Perhaps we could partner with influencers?
That'll never fly with the budget we have. Come on, people, think.
Okay, stop. This is exactly what not to do.
Right? You can feel how demoralizing that is.
There's no encouragement, no constructive feedback, just criticism.
This kind of management shuts people down. They stop sharing ideas.
Whereas a good manager would say, tell me more about the social media idea. What specific platforms were you thinking?
Or, that's an interesting direction. Let's explore the ROI on influencer partnerships.
The difference is night and day.
Leadership makes or breaks a team.
Let's talk about some cultural aspects of business meetings in English-speaking countries.
Great topic. There are definitely some cultural norms to be aware of.
First, directness. In American and British business culture, people often value directness.
It's acceptable to disagree in meetings, to say, I disagree or I see it differently.
In some cultures, this might seem rude, but in English-speaking business contexts, it's often respected.
As long as you're professional about it. I disagree is fine. That's stupid is not.
Another thing, punctuality. Starting meetings on time is important.
If a meeting is scheduled for 10 a.m., you should be ready to start at 10 a.m., not 10:15.
Action items are also important. Meetings should end with clear next steps.
Sarah will research vendors by Friday. David will present findings at Monday's meeting.
Clear ownership and deadlines.
Another norm, speaking up is often expected.
Silence can be interpreted as not contributing or not being engaged.
Though this varies by individual personality, of course.
But generally, sharing your perspective is valued.
Email follow-ups are also common. After meetings, people often send summary emails.
Here's what we discussed, here are the action items, here are the deadlines.
This creates accountability and ensures everyone's on the same page.
Wow, David, we've covered so much today.
We really have. Let's do a quick review of the key vocabulary and concepts.
We learned about recession, discerning customers, core competencies, and undermining.
We covered phrases like draw in customers, state of the art, side by side, and top of mind awareness.
We talked about money is tight, drive sales, match the competitors, and in the market.
Plus, it'll never fly, brilliant, consider, and be here any minute.
We discussed marketing strategies, pricing, differentiation, brand positioning, customer loyalty.
We contrasted good management versus bad management.
And we did role plays to practice using this vocabulary naturally.
The key takeaway, these aren't just isolated vocabulary words.
They're part of real business conversations. They work together.
And the more you practice using them, the more natural they'll become.
So our challenge to listeners, try using 3 of these phrases this week.
In your job and your English practice, in conversations.
Maybe discuss your company's core competencies or talk about what brand has top-of-mind awareness for you.
We'd love to hear. Thanks for joining us today, everyone.
Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep playing with English. Bye.